Hello everyone, I'm here to do a video response from Lynette. Just wanted to answer the 3 questions that she had. In the Wilson article, she asked the question, how does ethics impact your worldview? One thing it says in the Wilson article that I really liked was our worldviews are shaped by our values, our ideologies, theories, and assumptions about the world. So what I took from that was I don't know everything about the world. I never will. Just by this article, I learned it was interesting that 2,000 laws are made that apply only to Native Americans, and I found that shocking because I didn't know that things like that still existed, I guess, and that's me just being unaware or naive to the fact that they do exist. But it really stuck out to me. Our worldviews are shaped by our values. Like Lynette talks about her values of, being a Christian. And I think each of us has our own values, our own set of morals that make us who we are, was part of our identity. But as far as how it impacts my worldview is it makes me realize that I really don't know a lot about the different cultures and the different the different ways that people live or what they go through on a day-to-day basis. I really only experience what I go through on a day-to-day basis. So this article really makes you sit back and think about what each individual goes through, not only with the Native American that we read about in this article, but what other people go through on a day-to-day basis. But shaping my identity, it really makes you think, like, I know they talked a lot about the being two-spirited, but it really makes you think about what this individual went through as being an Indian and how they were treated differently because they were an Indian. So it makes you think about your identity and what you consider, who you are as a person, and are you treated differently because of who you are, because of what you present yourself as, or what you consider yourself, I guess you could say. But yeah, I guess that kind of answers the question as best as I can. It makes you really think a lot more about it. But as far as from the Trooper article, she asked, do you subscribe, and I haven't, a person's ability to define their identity in different ways in order to function effectively in different settings and cultural contexts is clearly related to their quest for survival and success. He says, I want to argue here that it is there an intimate relation between people's capacity to endure hardships, challenges, and difficult situations in life. That is what we call resilience, and their ability to redefine themselves in order to function effectively in new social, cultural, linguistic, and economic contexts. Do you subscribe? Is what Lynette asked. It was interesting because, unlike Lynette, I've never had to travel and live in a place other than from North Carolina to Georgia where I really had to adapt as far as my language or my way of living, as far as cultural wise, to a certain extent, but not to, I think, the extent that some other individuals have. But we definitely, or I definitely believe that this statement is true. I can subscribe to it and say that it's easy to see that with students, all this goes back to relating to students. There are a lot of students that come from all over the world that come to this country, like Lynette said, living the American dream. They come to this country and they come in as transfer students or foreign exchange students, and it's important to keep in mind and understand that we have to keep our ethics in mind. We have to remember right and wrong. We have to make these people feel involved, the students feel involved. We have to, we can take the opportunity to learn about their culture and make them feel welcome into the environment. But it's important. Like it's funny how not funny, but it's interesting how in the Wilson article you read about someone who's gone through this change or is experiencing feeling, treated differently, and then in the Truba article, it's basically speaking of a person's ability to define their identity, and this person is trying to define their identity. So I thought this was very interesting readings this week, and I really appreciated the examples that Lynette gave, her experiences that she had as coming in to this country. And she said having her own business. But just to cap off things, I guess you could say, ethics is really important. We talk about ethics a lot in our classes as far as like, we want to make sure we're doing everything right as far as ethical research and just making sure we do things the way we're supposed to do them and treating students the way they need to be treated, whether they're from here or from another country. So it definitely makes you take a step back and reevaluate, how you speak to certain people and how you communicate, things like that. So that was very good readings. But thanks, Lynette, and bye.